Okie dokie.
They have given a management bar chart, and if you noticed, it's actually showing time period and the activity that needs to run in parallel. So the black one represents the plan, where the other color, I'm not sure it's gray,
Mm-hmm.
it represents actually what's happening. So if you notice that they are lagging time, the time they're exceeding the plan, it's
Mm-hmm.
called lag time,
Mm-hmm.
using more time. And you see, the question is, masonry is begin. Let's have a look at masonry. Planned is that, and actual is that.
Yep.
And if you can notice, it doesn't run in parallel with mechanical job,
Mm-hmm.
but it does run in parallel with framing,
Mm.
okay, at the same days.
Mm.
So let's have a look. During the mechanical work, that's incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
After the mechanical work has begun, that is incorrect as well.
Incorrect. Mhm.
Before the mechanical work is begin, yes, that's
Correct.
correct.
Yep.
In two distinct phases, no, because you can only see one.
Yep. But it only
This
coincides
was
with framing.
correct. If this was repeated here or after, that would mean two distinct phases at two different time of the project.
Okay.
So that's D for us.
Okay.
That was easy, right?
Yes, that was easy. Can
I will
we
let you
do?
answer this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
sure.
ahead.
So, for these types of questions, the best technique is to analyze the question. If the question is pretty simple, like a one sentence question, like it has there that this is the following diagram, then we have to analyze the corresponding diagram to it. Would you agree?
Exactly, exactly. So it's all analytical skills of how you read the chart and graphs.
Okay, dokie.
So I will let you answer the second one. Uh,
Okay. All
yeah.
right, I can answer the second one and then we can proceed to the next. So framing
Yeah.
started, if we scrolled up, the actual is, no, the planning is for July 12th and the actual happened on August 13th. So it's
Mhm.
much later than expected.
Yep.
So let's scroll down.
Yep.
Um, later than planned, and took more time than expected. That's not.
Correct. Let's be.
Yes, so I got the
Good.
gist of it. Thank you. We can proceed
Good.
to unit two.
So let's go to unit two,
Mm-hmm.
question six. So this is comprehension text. So basically, the question would be asked from it. I think that at this time I go so far into our own head that I became lost. The gap between fiction, between abstract speculation and so-called reality becomes blurred for me. I felt myself lose contact with the outside world. It was as though myself had become concentrated into a tiny nucleus inside my head. So you have to read the entire text and find the relevant. And the good thing is that I think they have sometimes they relate where you
Yeah.
can find the answer. So the narrator refers to so-called reality because he wants to suggest that he has never experienced reality, alert reader to the uncertain nature of reality, consider what name should be given for reality, or express his confidence in understanding reality. So let's read this
Mm-hmm.
line
Line
again.
two. Mm-hmm. The gap between between abstract speculation and so-called reality became blurred for me.
Blurred to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically him not able to
Yes.
understand it.
Correct.
Okay. So alert reader to the uncertain. Blurred for me, so it's personal. It's
Yes.
uh, first language. Um, expresses confidence in understanding that potentially can be the answer. Consider what name. C is not correct because he's not looking for name. Alert readers to the uncertain nature of the reality. that can be potentially an answer. So B and D are potentially answer. Let's move to E. Just that he has never experienced reality. When he's saying become blurred to me, that means he knows it,
Yep.
and now it has become unknown. So that's not correct. So it's
Mm.
either B or D. What do you think? Which one is?
For me, it would be letter B.
Why?
Because he's in the first line, he's saying that he became so lost, he got so far into his head, and then that the reality became blurred for him. But let's read through the rest of the package, or the passage rather. So he
Mm-hmm.
felt I myself lose contact with the outside world. It was as though myself had become concentrated into a tiny nucleus inside my head, except that I was still fully myself, if you know what I mean. Instead of
Yep.
walking around outside, I was walking around inside. Uh,
Yeah, that is
okay.
correct. So
But
basically, it's uncertain.
it was a constant new surroundings. Okay.
Yep. So in these kind of questions, it's all about the sentence. So you
Mm-mm.
might not have to read the
Read
entire
everything.
uh, passage exactly, but sometimes reading the sentence before and after helps you simplify what he's moving towards.
Correct. Yes, now I'm more confident that it's letter B because for letter
Yep.
D, he says expresses confidence in understanding reality. But the last sentence negates that. He says, I gradually began to perceive vague shapes and contours until eventually everything in this imaginary world became as real and tangible
Read
as the real world.
as a whole. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
there's no more distinction. So
exactly. So we will stick with B.
I would stick with B.
Correct. Let's have a look at the 7-1, and I will let you solve it.
Okay. Then at the end of the passage, the narrator could be best described as it gradually began to perceive vague shapes and contours until eventually everything in this imaginary world became as real and tangible as the real world.
Not ignorant.
Not, definitely not ignorant.
I don't think so. He's
I
doubtful.
don't think it's doubtful. I would think
Isolate.
isolated.
Correct. Yep.
Yep, perfect. So maybe we can proceed to the next unit.
Unit
There.
3. Question 9 to the left. 12. The map shows the line of elevated railway called
This
Skytrain
time.
Bank.
Mm. So if there's another diagram
Mhm.
under that, and
Okay.
yeah, let me try to explain what I understand and let me know if it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so um, the first that's column, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mochit.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
the first column, those are the stations.
Yep.
Then the next columns, those are the rates. So Mochit, it's X because that's the starting line, so there's no cost for it. And on the N7th, that's from Mochit to Sapan Kwai, that's
Mm-hmm.
10 baht,
Yes.
and then and so on and so forth. So
Yep.
every
So this
time
is
there's an
yep.
X, so
Mm-hmm.
it's from Mochit to that particular station. So if you started from that particular station, it's X.
Makes sense. So I will explain to you. The what you explained is correct. Okay.
Hmm.
The thing is, this is called cross diagram. In
Okay.
cross diagram, basically, we look at all the possibilities between the possible stations. The first thing that's happening on the first column is you see all the station in a list. And after the name of the station, they have given some annotation to each station. So if you notice that, I'm highlighting it. These are the annotation that are given to the name of the station. So since we lack space on the top, that's why we have just used the
Mm,
annotation at
I
the top.
see. Okay.
So it's the same location as this one on the top in a sequence, in the
Okay.
same sequence as we are going in the first column. Now, the X represents non-possibility because you cannot travel from a station and just get out of from that station.
Okay.
Okay, so if I pick a train at N7, I will not instantly get out at N7.
Mm,
I need to travel to a different destination, and for the possibilities of that, you are listed with the cost of it.
Okay.
Okay, and of course, the higher the cost, that means the further it
The
is.
further.
Okay, so let's have a look at the question. Which of the following is on the Cilium line?
Okay, so that's on the first diagram.
Yeah, this one.
So, yep, so the black ones. Okay, so those are pretty difficult names. Let's see.
I know. Let's have a resemblance to it.
Uh,
Chit, Rat, Fee, and National Stadium. So let's have a
okay.
go. National Stadium. Yep. Rat is that
Those
only.
two.
So if you notice, I only found National Stadium and Rat. Did
Mm.
not find Chit or uh, Union.
But I think it's a national stadium since it's a Ratchadamri and the one on there is Ratchatewi.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's Racha Demri, and this
Mm.
one is Rachavi. Okay,
Ratchatewi.
different. So the answer is
National
National.
Stadium. So I see what you did there. You made some mnemonics.
Exactly.
Okay.
To make it
So
simplified, because the names are really harder.
yeah.
So I don't want to remember anything. So I just
Uh,
use the word that I
the,
am familiar with,
yeah.
and then formulas.
And what do you call this? Those works for formulas and stuff that needs to be remembered too, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great.
On which of the following journey will it be necessary to change trains? So I will let you solve this one.
Okay, Siam to Central. Siam Chit. Okay, so these are actually meaning change trains from Siloam to the other
Exactly. So
line.
yes, other
Okay,
line. So
so
you're basically looking at
okay,
one of
let
the station
yeah,
being on the other line and other one being on the second one.
right. Letter D, that's crossed out because I saw them earlier. Oh,
Same one.
yep, same lines.
Same line.
Siloam. Let and I think National and Chitlam are also on the same line.
National and
Oh no, they're not on the same line. So National and Chitlom, so that could be an
yep.
answer. And then for number two, just to be sure, number 10, Ratchatewi, and what was the other one?
Sale seller done or let's have a look. Pick Lom
Siam.
Siam Center. I think it's in other one. Chitnom is here.
Yep.
Pick
And then Siam. Where's Siam?
wow, okay.
There. Siam is in Siloam too. Oh no, but Central Station Siam? Or is there a
I
Siam on the
should be
Sukhumvit?
there should be a Siam Central.
Oh, Siam Central. Okay.
Let's have a look. Yep, this one.
Okay.
Central
Siam
Station Siam.
to Chitlom.
Yep. So Siam is here, this
Hmm.
black line,
Yep. And
and
then Chitlom is the other
Chitlom is right
one.
there. So yeah, that's in the same lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I think it's in Siam
this
Central
one.
that there are two lines
Mm-hmm.
where the two lines intersect. So it's okay for him not to change trains
Change.
from national to from Siam Central to Chitlom. So not A, not D. So it can be Bravo or Charlie. So Ratchatewi to Siam or National to Chitlom.
National is here.
Yep. And then
You
Chitlom is
can't
on the
change
other line.
Chitlom.
So that's the answer.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
Perfect.
the answer is C. Now we move to the next session.
Okay.
Is this the other unit or the same?
Yes, right.
Okay. So they have given you cross-section architectural diagrams of
Mm.
front elevation 1 and 3.
Mm-mm.
I think it's two different houses, or maybe it's the same house but different directions.
I think it's the same house, different
Same house,
directions.
different directions. Yes. Um, yes. You sure it's the same house?
So,
So if you
uh,
look at the plan here, architectural
mhm.
plan, it looks different than this
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry for that.
No worries, no worries. I think it's two different houses.
Yes.
Okay. And the third one is here, and the fourth one is here.
Mm.
Then what kind of question they can ask you? On the opposite page are house plans and front elevation of three houses designed in 1920 for people on low to moderate income. Design 1, 2, and 3. And one house plan for 1990s, design 4.
Mm.
Difference between the 2 years is 70 years
Yeah.
gap. So maybe there must be a lot of changes in terms of
Yes.
space and in terms of
Yep.
design. Let's have a look. In which room is the chimney shown in the middle of the
Front
front
elevation
of
of
the
design
design?
one.
Let's have a look.
So that's design one. And the chimney.
The
Chimney.
chimney is, I can see it here on the top.
Yeah,
This
you can
one.
see it on the top too.
Where should be
But there's no name for it.
kitchen? It
Kitchen, I
cannot be
think
there.
most likely be the kitchen.
You sure?
I
There is an architectural drawing for um, how to draw chimney on landscape.
okay.
Um, chimney uh, drawing. Chimney construction drawing. Yeah, actually, CAD. CAD is the right word. Yeah, so something like this. Okay, and let's have a look. Drawing top view. Okay, let's have this one, and let's open up. Just give me a minute, and I will check.
No worries. These plans are very confusing for me.
I know, but I think only chimney is like sometimes they don't write about how they're drawing it, but the symbol in the diagram should represent that it's a chimney. Okay, it's opening. But here, what we can do is zoom in maybe central to door and chimney rest. Floor lamp.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
let's go back.
I think there are three chimneys on the first plan.
Mm-hmm.
And breakfast, living room, bedroom one. Let's see. Breakfast, living room. So C and D in the middle of the front. In the middle. So what's in the middle? Living room or breakfast room?
In the middle is it at the hall?
Yeah, but there's no drawing for it.
Yeah, that's what's confusing me. Let's read the question again. In which room is chimney shown in the middle of the front elevation of the design? Well,
Because I'm thinking those
elevation.
with bold squares at the side, those are the
It's here.
chimneys.
This one, square box.
Yeah,
Do you think that?
those those square boxes, right?
Yeah.
The
This
dark
is the same
sides.
view from the top, so that means
Mm,
there has to be chimney here
mm,
on the extreme left and
mm,
extreme right.
mm.
Let's figure that out. So if you notice, it's one is this one,
Extreme right, light right,
and one is this one. One is in the
right.
bedroom, and one is there are two, and one
Mm,
is breakfast, and other is a living room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the center has to be in the center as well. So if you don't see the diagram, that means it's not there. So it cannot be in the kitchen. It's not there right now. So I would say that it is
But maybe that dark long thing, that may be it.
this one.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if kitchen is in the choices. So I think this diagram was made poorly.
That's true.
So yeah, I would hazard kitchen because it doesn't make sense to add one in the hall.
Yeah.
And they already have a living room, so they don't really keep people in the hall, right? In their design.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go for kitchen. That dark one side there, just before the bathroom. I
Right.
think, yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, we can stick with that and we can move on and see if, but
Yeah.
in the diagram it needs, yeah, you're correct, because if you notice here on the breakfast room,
Mm.
and if you put your finger on top of living room chimney, you will see it again shows a square box
Hmm.
with the corner highlighted as dark.
Mm.
So yes, it is in kitchen.
Yeah. Maybe it's a bigger type of
It's a bigger
chimney.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Okay,
done
that's
like that.
good. Let's do 14. Can you solve that?
In design 2, the kitchen sink is located outside of the kitchen room. This is most probably 2. Okay, let's see design 2. Okay,
Design two.
where's design 2? Where's design 2? Okay, so that's below design 1. The
Mm-hmm.
question again is, hold on,
Kitchen
kitchen
sink
sink
is located outside of the
outside
kitchen.
the kitchen
So most
room.
probably two, provide extra space for food storage, keep the sink close to food preparation area, reduce cost by grouping all plumbing together, and reduce the distance over which the clean or dirty dishes are carried. Have a
It's
look.
the 1920s. So I think we have to consider the time also.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. So when they're saying uh, reduce the cost of grouping all plumbing together,
Clean and dirty dishes can be
that
carried.
doesn't make
I
sense.
would agree with yes, the plumbing because it's much closer to the
Hmm.
bathroom and they didn't have, I think, very good irrigation at that time.
So where's the kitchen? Kitchen is here, the chimney is here, and the sink is outside.
Outside the kitchen.
Outside the kitchen,
Mm-mm.
close to the bathroom, next to the bathroom. So it's definitely not close to preparation area, is it?
I think the sink is the preparation area, but no, they can do it in the kitchen. The kitchen.
Or why do you think keep the sink close to the food preparation area?
Yeah. No,
Nope, not that one, right?
not that one.
Not that one.
Plus,
That's not.
food storage pantry is on the other side, so no,
Provides extra space for food storage.
no, because
No,
pantry is on the other side,
no,
correct?
on the side. Yes, that's correct. So
It's either
last
C or
question.
D,
Mm-hmm.
but I would think C is more important than D, considering the time.
Yep, that is true. So reduce the distance over which clean and dirty dishes are carried. No, that does not make sense at that time.
Yep.
Compete with 1, 2, and 3 families having in design 4.
Yep.
Again, a lot of
Let's take a
is
look
in there that's not there. I think laundry room, if you notice.
for laundry room. Have less space. That's
It's
are
not
able to
provided,
wash. Yep.
yeah, in other house plants
Yeah.
for 1920s. And I'm not sure what is this. ENS. Warehouse, entry, dining, lounge. There is no lounge as well. Let's read out the options. This says have less space for recreation. No, you have a big lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Have opportunity for greater privacy. Let's have a look.
They still have their bedrooms, etc. So.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, if you notice, they are in one bedroom here
Mhm.
in design two.
Mhm.
There are two doors to bedroom.
Mhm.
So I think they might be referring to that as well,
Mhm.
of less privacy because there are two doors.
Yeah.
And if you notice on other plans as well, see bedroom, two doors, bedroom
Okay.
two doors. That's less privacy because the one door is more sufficient.
Hmm.
Have opportunity for greater privacy that can
Can
potentially answer.
be. Mm-mm.
Are able to wash their clothes at home. Laundry, is there anything here that you
No.
can use? No, okay. Warehouse. WC is toilet, WH is laundry.
Oh, wash
W,
house. Okay.
yeah, they say. So, and EN is in suit, so another toilet. And WIR is walk-in robe.
Oh, so they had laundry in design too, also.
They
Wash
do, right?
house. Yeah.
Wash. Yeah. So that's not the difference.
Yeah.
Let's go down. Are forced to spend more time together.
Definitely not. That's more of a throw-in statement.
Yeah, that's a statement. So let's stick with this one.
Yep.
Have opportunity for greater privacy.
Greater privacy because they have separate bedrooms without interconnecting doors.
Exactly.
Okay.
Quantitative reasoning, unit one, question one. Okay, let's have a look. Reserve 2.5 is most difficult. Okay, so let's read through this.
Okay.
In a diving competition, 7 judges evaluate each dive and give it a mark from 0 to 10. As well, each dive is assigned a numerical value ranging from 1 to 4 that reflects its degree of difficulty. To determine the final score for a dive, the following rules are used. Highest and lowest mark of the 7 judges are not used. Summing of the remaining 5 mark is multiplied by the degree of difficulty for the dive, then by 0.6. So they're basically explaining you mathematical process of these values that you're going to get in the table.
Okay.
Okay? And then they're saying, for example, if a diver performs a dive with the DD of 2, difficulty of 2, and receives a mark of 8777, so you get rid of one smallest, you only add 5.
Okay.
Okay, and 6.5, then 8 is the highest, and 6.5 lowest mark are discarded. So if you notice in this one is added, this one is discarded.
Okay.
Okay, 8 is the highest in the marks between the judges, and 6.5 is the lowest mark given. So you get
Okay.
rid of the lowest one because it's saying the lowest mark, the highest and lowest mark of 7 judges are not used. So you get rid of the
Mhm.
extreme values, and then you add the middle values.
Okay.
Sum of the remaining marks, yes, 7 times 5 is 35, is multiplied by 2, the difficulty level, that becomes 70, and then values multiplied by 0.6 to give a point of 42. This
Mhm.
is the final score for the dive. The table below shows the difficulty level of some dives. The higher values means degree of difficulty is greater. The symbol dash indicates certain dives that are not possible for competition. So dive types, and they're given a platform, 10 meters, 1.7 meters, 5 meters, springboard, 3 meters, and 1 meters. And these numbers represent difficulty level.
Mhm.
Okay, so the reserve 2.5, reverse 2.5 is most difficult from. So you go through this row,
The
find this
3.4.
value.
Since
3.4 goes
highest
up, 7.5,
7.5 meters.
7.5 platform.
Hmm.
Quite simple, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
they
yeah.
were actually, I noticed they were explaining how they got the values, but for the questions, you never really have to compute anything. You just have to see the diagram.
Uh, that is true for few questions, but never underestimate them.
Yeah,
They will never give you information that they don't
I don't
predict
know.
to use for a
Okay,
question. So if you
gotcha.
notice here, that's the question.
Okay. Okay, so 54, which of the following could correctly list the judge's mark? So 8 is the, oh, okay. So they changed it. Remove the highest and remove the lowest.
Yep.
So for
So if you
this one,
notice,
we have to solve each one, A, B, C, D.
no, you don't have to
No?
solve this one.
Okay,
I will explain to you what's happening. So
perfect.
if you notice, they have given you a final score and they have given you difficulty level, right? Key
Yep.
information, read key information. So I'm going to write FS final score of 54 and difficulty DD level is 3. Now, if you go back to, just a minute, I'll scroll up. Yeah, okay. So if you go back, if you notice, they have explained to you the process forward to get the final answer.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to do is you have to go backwards.
Okay.
Okay. So if you notice, they said that the last step was this value is multiplied by 0.6 to give the final score.
Mm-mm.
We are given final score, so if we divide by 0.6, we get this value.
Yeah, the
And if we
median.
divide that by the difficulty level, we get this value, the sum of the remaining marks.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, perfect. Annotation, diagram. Yeah. Okay, so 5.54054 divided by 0.6 multiplied by difficulty level, which is 3. This will give you the sum of remaining marks. Remaining marks. Okay. So can you use your calculator to give me answer for this one?
No, they're not allowed.
Okay, so let's do it manually then. So 3 multiplied by 1 is 3. So 1. 3 times what will give you 54?
14?
18?
Oh, no, hold on. 1, and 24, 3, 8, 16, 20. Yeah, 18.
18. Okay, correct. Now, this becomes really difficult, right? To imagine how you're going to solve it. But there's an easier way to solve this decimal.
Hmm.
How do you do it? 18 divided by 0.6. What we do is that we multiply both the numerator and the denominator with 10.
Mm-hmm.
This is called cancelling effect.
Okay.
That results in
180.
on top and 6 at the bottom.
6.
Easy to
Uh-huh.
visualize. Now, what's the answer?
6, 12, 18, 3.
30.
30. Yeah.
Easier?
Yeah, faster.
Yeah. So 30 is the sum, right,
Yeah.
of the remaining two, in which the extremes have been removed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what you're going to be doing, if you notice here, in all your options, how many values are given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
You need to get rid of the biggest two. So let's do A first. 9 is gone because the biggest number.
Correct. And
So you need to get
6.4
rid of the
is
smallest
gone.
number. So 7.1 is gone.
6.4 actually.
Oh yeah, sorry. 6.4 is gone.
Mm.
Correct. Now you're gonna add these ones, and if they add up to 30, that's the correct answer.
No, it's more than it's 40.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna picture it somewhere close. So since we're adding five values, right,
Mm-hmm.
to get 30, because this is five numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we need something close to six to get 30.
So it's either C or D.
It's either B or
B,
C.
B or C, because D is too low for the threes and the fours.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So B is gone, A is gone.
Okay.
So let's do this one. 7.3 is gone,
Mm-hmm.
and
6.0.
5
5.0.
5.0 is gone.
Okay.
Can you add the other ones?
6 plus 5, 11 plus 1, 12 plus 6. Okay. 17.1. No. 18.1 plus. Is there an easier way to add this except manual?
So you all you have to do is do it straight down. So like this, 5.9, 8.1,
So it's 28 for B, if I'm not mistaken.
28. Let's
Mm.
have a look. So draw a line, then to do 9 plus 1 is 10, 14, 20. So right
Also,
here,
this one has
2,
to be done like, yeah. Okay.
6, 6, 12, 10 makes it 22, 22, 6 makes it 28, 30.
30. Okay. So I missed the
So
decimals. So that's B. B is the answer.
that's the
Okay.
correct.
It's really hard without the calculator. I can imagine their difficulty.
But can you do this way?
Yeah, it can be done. Just
It can
time
be done, right?
consuming. Yep.
Adding there on the decimal first. If you get two digits, you move
Mm.
the first digit here and you keep the second digit. But the
Right.
decimal point is not moved.
Right.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this diagrams and let's move to next question.
Right. Let's move to the next unit. Yep.
Unit 2.
Mm.
Okay. Question 5 to 10. Over 400,000 trucks transport good around Australia. Truck drivers must plan their journey in order to manage drivers.
Fatigue.
Figure
Figure.
1 shows the work and rest schedule of several truck drivers for one 24 hours period. Each driver records the time they spent working, driving and non-driving, and resting at their workplace and away from their workplace. Let's have a
Okay.
look.
So where's the legend?
Should be here.
Okay.
Work time. Driving is the dark gray shaded, black
Mm.
is non-driving work. Rest time is
Polka
white.
dots.
Yeah. And rest time away from the workplace
It's
is
just
blank.
white. Mm-mm.
So let's have a look. What's the question first one? Which of the following driver drove for the longest continuous time without resting?
So the gray one.
You're looking at gray, but the longest gray in
Yep.
a straight line.
I think it's Bob. Wait, how many are those? One, two. Bob or Sue?
So if you notice without resting, right?
Yep.
If you notice Bob, it is from I think 4:30 to 10
Mm,
o'clock.
mm,
That is 5 hours 30 minutes.
mm,
Now, if you look at this one, the biggest one is here. Maybe try this one. It is at 12:30
mm,
to 5:30. That is 5 hours.
mm.
Correct. Now, look at this one. It says 6:30 to 11. That is 4 hours. Actually, 4 hours 30 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
not that one. Not that one. Again, the Bob is the highest. This one doesn't look big with the John, but Kyle can be one. Let's have a look. From 4 to 9, that's 5 hours. So that's correct. Bob is the answer.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's solve the second one. Can you solve it for me?
Which one of the following drivers have the longest continuous rest away from their workplace if they follow the same schedule for 2 consecutive days? So that's the polka dots one.
No, it says away from the workplace. So that's the blank one. This one,
Oh, the white one.
the white one, the blank.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Let's have a look. Which one has the most? Again, the Bob.
Still Bob.
The Bob. He works hard and then he rests hard.
Rest harder. Okay, so that's Bob.
Yep. So let's go to
Okay, another unit.
question 11 to 12. In summer, houses can become hot when the sunlight enters through window. An effective solution to this problem: shade the window with a horizontal overhang above the window. However, overhang can be a disadvantage if they block the sunlight in winter. Figure 1 illustrates for a particular place some features of such an overhang in relation to the window and sun. Those on the right here, figure 1.
Mm-hmm.
The higher the sun in the sky, the more heat reaches the ground. The stronger the sun is said to shine, and the sun rises higher in the sky in the summer than
And then in
in.
winter.
So this is showing the winter sun and summer sun. So this is we're getting shade here,
Mm-hmm.
but for the winter one, you're not getting shade. So that's good. The sun is shown at its maximum height for the window in winter and summer.
Mm-hmm.
Is the height of the window glass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. O is the distance from the window glass to the edge of the overhang listed here.
Mm-hmm.
And S is the distance from the bottom of the
Mm-hmm.
window glass to the underside of the overhang shading the device. So basically G plus this small portion
Mm-hmm.
of the G till
Okay.
it reaches the overhang. Okay, let's have a look at what's saying. Figure 2 gives a guideline to acceptable design with respect to these variables, in particular to the ratio. So these ratios are called dimensional ratios. Okay. So the first ratio is O divided by S. That's a ratio between the length of the overhang
Right.
with the height from the bottom of the window to the edge of the
Or
overhang.
hang.
And the other one is GS. That is the difference between G
The
and
glass.
yeah. So that ratio is basically counteracting this part.
Mm-hmm.
How much addition you're providing here after the window above
Okay.
G. So let's have a look at this one. Too little winter sun over this line. So you want to stay within this acceptable line. Okay? Too
Okay.
much sun. Yeah. So if you notice that the acceptable design is here
Yep.
between these two lines.
Yep.
The dotted line shows that if you stay under it, you have sufficient sun during winter. And the black line shows that if you're above it, you have sufficient sun in summer and you have shade as well. Okay, so you want to stay in this region. If I draw it here,
Okay.
you want to stay here in this region. Okay, you don't want to go here, you don't want to go here.
Okay.
So they might give you some values and they will say which region on this graph does that point lies and
Mm-hmm.
what is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down. Let's get rid of this diagram. For a particular house design, it is predicted that there is too much summer sunlight through the window. This problem could be best fixed by doing what?
So since it's summer, it's
Mhm.
what's the OS and the GS again? Huh.
So if you notice, they're saying there's too much summer sun, right?
Hmm.
The GS lies here,
Okay.
horizontal line.
Okay.
We are trying to increase
Mm.
to acceptable design. So we
Okay.
are trying to move from this region to
Move
upper
up.
region.
So
That
the
means we're
GS
trying
should
to,
be lower and the OS,
yeah.
no, the GS should be, yeah, lower and lower also for.
and
OS.
this one should be OS
Higher.
should be higher.
Higher.
Yeah. Okay. So O is what? The overhang length. S is what?
The distance
Length.
from the glass to the overhang.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to this option. Increasing O with G and S constant. Increasing the O value. Yes, that's true. Okay. Let's look at the options. Increasing S. Now, if you increase S here,
Mhm.
it will make this value smaller.
Mhm.
I will make clear this first.
It will
If
make O smaller if S is higher.
exactly, if
Okay.
S is increasing, this value will go down.
Okay.
If S is increasing, G value will go down as well.
Okay.
So
We
that
don't
is
want
not
that.
acceptable. We don't want that. So I will get rid of that. Let's look at the other option. I think it's A because they have they have
Mm.
figured that one. Increasing G and S equally with O constant. Again, not possible
No. Oh yeah.
because
Because we
S is
have to accommodate also for the
yes.
winter sun.
And then they say increasing G with O and S constant. If G is increasing and O and S is not changing, that means you're not moving
Yeah.
vertically.
More. Yeah. More summer sun too, I think.
Exactly. So you're not moving
Mhm.
vertically if O and S is not changing.
Mhm.
So,
It's A.
okay. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yep.
Okay. Let's you solve this one for me, please.
Okay. So in a design by a house owner who wants to renovate, G equals 1 meter, O equals 1 meter, and S equals 1 meter, how could this design be made acceptable? So again, winter sun is okay, and then winter sun OS, summer sun is the GS. So they both have to go higher in order for it to be acceptable, right?
Let's have a look at the graph. We're getting OS and GS has 1, 1,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yep,
Let's
correct.
go up in the graph and let's see where is 1, 1. So one is here
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is here.
Okay.
So you're getting around, I mean, annotate that, that, yeah. So one is here,
Mm-hmm.
one vertical, and one is here. So they're gonna intersect about here. And that is too little winter
Winter
sun.
sun.
That means we need to go down
Down.
and we need to go back. In order to go down, either we have to increase S
Increase S.
or,
Lower G.
or
Increase O. Okay.
yeah, first vertical movement. So if I want to move up and if I want to move downwards and the value is affected by O and S, that means there are two possible ways. One is to increase S,
Mm-hmm.
this will become smaller, or another one is to decrease O.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I want to move backwards, which is affected by G and S,
GS.
so that I can do again by two ways. Either increase S
Mm-hmm.
or
Decrease
decrease
G.
G. Now, keeping this in mind, let's move to our options. Okay, I'm not going to erase this.
Yeah. Uh,
So
12. Okay, so have O without changing G or S.
double G, that means we can't increase G, right? Because we want to go back. So A is wrong.
A is wrong, yeah. Then
This is
have
half.
O
Yep.
without
So if
changing
I
G or S.
do,
So it might be because it's decreasing.
yeah, possible.
And
So it
then
affects here OS, but it does not affect GS.
GS.
So it will move it down, not backwards.
So it can be C, you double S, and you have 0 in
Yes,
G. Yeah. It is
correct. This
already
is correct.
acceptable. Is it already acceptable? Okay, let's see
No,
again the diagram.
yep.
One and one for winter, yeah, it's still within the acceptable region.
This one
Oh, so when they intersect.
intersect. So when
Okay.
one is here, it's coming all the
Yeah.
way to here,
Yeah.
and the one here coming all the way here
Right.
intersect. That is
Right.
little to winter sun.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the region. And we're trying to move it to
yeah.
this region.
Right. So I have to
Okay?
consider that. Okay, so the answer that we choose is, scroll down.
Which answer is it?
Have, no, C. We chose C,
C. That's
right?
correct.
Mm,
Yeah, we chose she because we saw the relationship here, right?
right.
S, if
Correct.
you increase on both, it will move it down and left.
Correct.
And we have to reduce O or G, and that's what they have mentioned. They are saying double, just a minute, double S, half O and G.
Okay.
Let's scroll down. Let's do one more question.
Okay.
Unit 4. Okay. So this one says, figure 1 is a set of related graph that can be used for predicting the rate of forward spread of the fire in pasture grass. Fire spread depends on factors such as air temperature, relativity humidity of the air, dead fuel moisture content, degree of curing, which is the percentage of the grass that is dead, wind speed, and slope of land. So if you notice, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors.
6.
Okay, 6 factors depend. That means they will give you 6 diagrams potentially. The dash arrow trace an example through the graph from graph 1 to graph 5. That fuel moisture content depends on relativity. Okay, so basically showing the relationship between the factors. So that fuel depends upon relativity and temperature. That fuel scale is given on the top x of graph 2, the value being read off at the point where the dashed line crosses the axis about 7.5% in example. The slope of the line land refers to the slope of the direction of the fire is moving, and the positive slope refers to the fire moving uphill. Wind speed is with respects to direction of forward spread. So let's clear all this and let's look at that graph. Yeah, so our motion is defined by this line of the fire. You see this one?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're moving with the fire in all the graphs.
Okay.
So in relativity humidity, you notice that till the temperature of 45 to 15, no, is it 45, 15? Yeah, it's reducing. The humidity is not changed, but instantly when you touch 15 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
it goes down.
Yep. So the cooler it is, the slower the fire.
Yes. And then you have to read from the dead fuel moisture content. It's in the middle crossing, so that's 7.5. And that's what they're saying on the top, 7.5%. After that, it stays constant while, wait, I need to scroll down. You see 7.5? That's what they're showing in the example.
Mm-hmm.
So if I scroll down, get rid of the annotation. Okay, yeah. So here, the dead fuel moisture content is drawn with the degree of curing as well. So it stays constant. That fuel moisture content is 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
But after it reaches this value, it goes like this. This diagram is showing the elevation, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Then it starts increasing that fuel moisture content. Here it stays the same, and degree of curing starts to increase.
Okay. So the dead grass. So the
Exactly,
drier the grass, the faster the fire.
past the fire. And if you notice, it reaches 100, the line of 100,
Mm.
and then it goes down. So let's stop this and go down and annotate, erase. So now after that comes the wind speed, constant, constant, constant. It reaches a speed of 30. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then goes to rate of forward spread, which goes to a slope of 5 and the rate of forward speed of 7.5
Okay.
kilometers. So you're going to be reading it at the tip of the arrows.
Okay.
Okay. So keep that in mind. The tip of the arrows are the one where you're noting the values. So the thing is that this, let me get rid of the annotation rule. Yeah, let's give a bigger picture to this. Now, okay, annotate, and let's write down some values. So humidity, RH was 50. Temperature is 30. Are you understanding what I'm doing?
Yep. Getting the values at the tip of the arrows.
Exactly. DF is 7.5%. Degree of curing is, I would say, degree, DOC, is equal to 100%. And wind speed is 30. So WS 30, and slope S is
5.
5 degrees, and rate of forward speed, so R of S is equal to 7.5 kilometer per hour. Correct. Okay. So now based on this, we will
Mm-hmm.
take it down to our questions. So let's solve it. Which one of the following is the best estimate of the DFE when relativity is 40 degrees, 40%, and the A temperature is 25. So how are you going to do that? You're going to do the same way they have done it. You're going to draw a line at
Mm-hmm.
40 relativity. You're going to go to what value of temperature? They're saying a temperature of
25.
5. So let's go back, annotate, and annotate again. 40 is here. You're gonna go till 25.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna go down. So what DFMS content you're getting? 5%.
Okay.
Do you understand what's happening?
Yeah.
And let's go our options. Does it says 5 to 6%? Yeah, so
Yeah.
it can be 6%. Okay. I'm not drawing it accurately, but when you draw on
Mm-hmm.
the page, you will see
Yeah.
more accurate going through the
Okay.
6, not 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I made
for
a
questions like this,
yeah.
there would be diagrams, and we can use those to answer the questions.
Yes.
Okay.
So we just following the same procedure as them, how the diagram has been drawn. So in this one, uh, why I'm not getting annotation? Yeah. 40 is here, right?
Right.
Standing, extending, extending. 25 is here.
25. Mm-hmm.
And if I go down 25 after hitting 6,
Okay.
okay, that's 6.
So that should be 6. Mm-hmm.
The 6 dead fuel moisture content is the answer.
Okay.
Okay, and that's the option. Yes, it is. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So okay, so we will end our session here. Did you find it helpful?
Yes, very much. Thank you.